Ready to dominate the pickleball court? In this video, we'll explore the top 5 best pickleball paddles of 2025. We'll compare factors like weight, grip, power, and control to help you find the perfect paddle to elevate your game. From beginner-friendly options to advanced performance paddles, we'll guide you through the world of pickleball and help you choose the perfect paddle to improve your accuracy, power, and overall game. Let's get on the court and experience the thrill of pickleball. Number 5. Jula Tyson McGuffin Magnus 3. Jula not only has the top-ranked player in the world but also number 6, Tyson McGuffin. What I love about the McGuffin signature paddle is the sound. You may know that the sound of a pickleball game is quite controversial. I happen to like the sound. I do not live next to a pickleball court, and I like the sound of this paddle best of all. The hot pink McGuffin paddle is one of the hottest on the market right now and frequently out of stock. It's a banger, using propulsion core technology that offers serious power, and I find myself too often hitting long with it. However, that sound. Paul Whoop. It's so satisfying. Paul Whoop. It sounds like a well-hit baseball by your favorite team to walk off in the bottom of the ninth. Number 4. Reload Pickleball Paddle. Pickleballs are cousins to wiffle balls. If you grew up playing backyard baseball, you probably remember that the holes in the plastic balls allowed them to spin in unpredictable ways when thrown or hit correctly. The same is true of pickleball, where a skilled player with the right paddle can cause problems for an opponent. A serve with spin is so much harder to return that the official rules of the game now ban players from swirling the ball during a drop serve. I have not mastered topspin and backspin, though I did recently exploit an opponent in my pickleball league night when a wonky ball briefly allowed me to serve them up like a young Christy Mathewson, but the reload has me working on the technique. The biggest problem with amateurs creating topspin is that the gritty paddles that deliver it are either technically illegal or quickly lose effectiveness. This gets annoyingly technical very quickly, but Rule 2.E.2. of USA Pickleball's Equipment Standards Manual lays out a standard and protocol for max grittiness and establishes that a coefficient of friction test based on protocol, IAW, ASTM D1894-14 is used to measure the general friction characteristics. Carbon fiber is the best material for getting up to the threshold but not over it, but the carbon surfaces wear down like a pencil, meaning paddles lose grittiness over time. A normal paddle loses half its grit within a month of play according to a study done by Reload's owner, who obviously has a competing product to sell. This phenomenon is well known in pickleball circles, and pro players often switch out their paddles after every game or tournament to have fresh grit. Reload paddles offer an innovative solution by making the carbon fiber surface replaceable. The Reload paddle itself is a very neutral and balanced middleweight thermoformed paddle with the standard polypropylene core. The magic is in the peel-and-stick carbon fiber sheets for the hitting surface, which give you fresh grit for $50 instead of dropping another $200 and sending a months-old plastic paddle to the landfill. I found the replacement process refreshingly forgiving, as my first attempt was misaligned on one side, but I couldn't tell which side got a second stick. Number 3. Jula Ben Johns Pursues 14mm. Jula is a relative newcomer to the pickleball game, having started as a table tennis brand. I've tested a half-dozen paddles from the past 2 seasons of gear made by the Maryland-based company, including a unique round-frame paddle more closely modeled on a tennis racket and several from the series made for pro pickleballer Ben Johns, the reigning #1 singles player in the world. This paddle is thermoformed, meaning it's heat-pressed together and virtually indestructible. It's a little heavy on the head and delivers the most power of any paddle I tested. Everyone who tried this paddle found it not that forgiving, which makes sense given it was designed for an advanced player. The sweet spot is toward the top of the paddle face and isn't especially large. Whack one right on the money and the ball jolts off it. For a player without great control, it's easy to hit too hard. However, this paddle was especially appreciated by my friend Danielle, who injured her rotator cuff a few months back and is changing the way she plays as a result. Coming off a shoulder injury, it was nice because I barely had to work and I felt like I had a ton of pop, she says. More control and style, the Ben Johns paddle is absolutely the best bet for serious power, but I might personally prefer the Mach 1 Forza, a similar thermoformed paddle that doesn't have quite the same giddy-up but does have slightly more control and an understated style. The Mach 1 Forza comes in the slickest packaging I've yet encountered from a pickleball paddle. Is this box my new iPad? And I really love the black and baby blue design. It's not as accurate as the non-thermoformed paddles or as powerful as the Johns, but it's a solid all-around bet. Budget mashing, if you want to mash balls, but on a budget, go for the Phantom Eternal. A carbon fiber face for $85 is a great bargain, and the Phantom Eternal is overall a very solid paddle. I didn't find it all that precise compared to competitors that are more than double the price. There are dead spots at the top of my paddle, around the eyes. However, I loved the thick, slightly sticky grip and appreciated the unique graphics. Mostly, though, I found myself swinging for the fences with this paddle. Something about it makes you feel like you can smoke a return right next to your opponent's foot. Number 2. Panel Sound Pickleball Paddles. If you've never played pickleball, this is a good place to start, so you can get a feel for the game without sinking too much dough. For less than $30, you get 2 paddles, a few balls, and, bizarrely, 2 cooling towels. I bought this set of Panel Sound paddles when I wanted to try the game with my 9-year-old daughter, who has taken 5 years of tennis lessons but still serves from a few steps inside the baseline. I have since upgraded to other paddles, but I have no regrets about this purchase and now loan them out to other beginners. These graphite paddles don't have a ton of pop and produce minimal spin, but they're sturdy and have a comfortable grip. While they don't offer a lot of power in each hit, they do perform consistently. They weigh in at 8 ounces and are USA Pickleball approved, USAPA, meaning you can use them in a tournament if you want. The other paddles on this list are all tournament approved as well, so sign up for any contest you want with confidence. Number 1. Selkirk Vanguard Control Invicta. Selkirk is a wildly popular paddle maker, but if you read a previous version of this guide, you'll know I was not a huge fan of the higher-end paddles in the lineup after testing dozens of models from past years. This has all changed with the Selkirk Vanguard Control Invicta, which is the best all-around paddle I've used and the one I'd recommend to anyone who doesn't demand the ability to hit huge overhead smashes. The Invicta is not thermoformed and doesn't have quite the same power as paddles that are. Thermoformed paddles are molded with heat and injected with foam, while traditional paddles are made by stacking up layers like a sandwich. What the Invicta offers, however, is exceptional control and consistency. This paddle is shockingly well balanced and feels great in the hand, thanks to Selkirk's upgraded octagonal grip. Every time you swing the Invicta, the hit feels like you expect it to feel and the ball goes exactly where you expect it to go. It's especially nice to have confidence in that consistency while developing more spin. I was a practitioner of the now banned spin toss serve and I'm still in rebuilding mode, because you don't have to worry about a goofy bounce from a dead spot caused by a botched thermoforming process. The Invicta does offer impressive spin, thanks to a T700 raw carbon face and a larger-than-average sweet spot. You will find all the links of these products in the description below. Comment below and tell us which pickleball paddles you were considering. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and share with your friends, and if you are new to the channel then subscribe and hit the bell icon for future updates.